In order to fully understand my plight, you have to look at graph paper, and that's something we're going to get to in the next video. But for now, we're going to expand on my argument from the shipyard, which is to say that the people that are the elites, they can say, well, and this, to really understand this, again, we're going to have to understand graph paper, but because of the issues with fine motor skills and coordination, because a certain part of the universe, even if it's visible to him, is untouchable to him, and so he has to kind of slow other people down with quaaluding, like what they do. Phil Spector, everything he did was quaaluding. It's music, and music hypnotizes, and literature hypnotizes. So he has to slow people down to bring beautiful people into his life that way, so that he can touch them, like in that song by Kings of Leon, "Use Somebody." The elites can say, well, his life would be cheaper if he were in a wheelchair. And they would actually prove to be right because of the very reasons for all of those things. If I were in a wheelchair, if I couldn't walk, if I couldn't put one foot in front of the other, if they sat me down in a wheelchair and they paid someone to push it, my life would be cheaper. And this goes to ableism, and like I said, in literature you've got protagonist, antagonist, and you've got something called contagonist, and that particular model doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. The antagonist isn't always, the hero, or rather, the protagonist isn't always like, Superman. So, and it's better if it's a complex character. But this is why you understand everybody, because I'm the ableism person. I'm the one doing ableism to the person in the wheelchair when I say, well, because my level of ability includes being able to put one foot in front of the other, my elevated welfare package from life has to be to accommodate the ability to put one foot in front of the other. And that's why I said in my dream paintings of myself as Vladimir Lenin, down in Latin America, in Mexico, you've got paintings of Vladimir Lenin, and they put him with all these Mexican people because he's doing it for them too, even though Slavic was very racially integral, but he's doing it for the world, workers of the world unite. There's the people, since it's at a party and I'm able to finally go to the party, and I was able to go into a nightclub age appropriately, like when I went to Las Vegas at 21, but was already so developmentally behind. And the story of how I ended up there, I didn't even want to go on vacation there. It shows how bad my genes are. It was a family trip that had nothing to do with going there for gambling, at least in my case. But we're going to talk about it in my next memoir. But how I ended up there with my family it just shows how bad my genes are, and the story. So anyway, in my dreams, the people in wheelchairs, since they can't be on the dance floor, as I'm, centrally planning the entire world, and disabled babies that can walk, and some of them that won't be able to walk coming out from women because they can afford it. And so now the ones that can't walk, they're going to be taken straight to heaven, because in this painting there's people in wheelchairs, like shooting stars in the sky. That's what I can do for them. But my elevated welfare package has to accommodate the ability to put one foot in front of the other, because I can walk. But the elites might just say, let's give them a stroke. And that's why I care about my health. Because I have such bad genes, I have to exercise, stay fit, be skinny, have a lot of muscle. And it does help in terms of, if you can carry 50-pound boxes of 5 flights of stairs, the way you look at it, you have more economic value. That's why they have dumbbells at Walmart. But I look at it on a higher level, and there's a spiritual aspect to it. But it actually proves to be true physiologically and medically. Muscles are brain. If you don't have the brain, the movie was Rocky with Sylvester Stallone. It was make the body strong, because the mind is duh. So make the body strong. And when you do that, as it turns out, muscles actually are neurological tissue. They are gray matter. They are white matter. And they, not just in the sense that if you look at it statistically and study it psychologically, someone with more muscle still gets women even if they have a dumb brain. It's not just that you can now overpower women and you're stronger than someone in the Marine Corps, not only by the looks of it, but you have the right kind of muscle and training and jiu-jitsu or whatever to, have a good time with a woman that isn't. Be gentle. I like a woman that can kickbox me in the eye kind of stuff. That's the kind of strength and agility I like. That's why I talk about Pendleton putting out the elites. But that's the thing with it. That's expensive. You put me in a wheelchair, have someone push it, and pay that person fast food minimum wage. that we have here in California, or fast food minimum wage, paying fast food minimum wage to push me around all day as a personal assistant, my life would be cheaper. But unfortunately, I can put one foot in front of the other, and I'm defending it that way. And my life's going to be very costly. It's going to be very costly, San Diego.